Within Community Foundation Ireland, our mission is equality for all in thriving communities. Place is at the heart of all community foundations, of which there are some 1,800 worldwide. In Community Foundation Ireland, we have a national remit, but many of our donors choose to give back locally. Where they choose to give can vary from donor to donor. Sometimes it might be where they were born, or where they grew up, perhaps where they live or work, or indeed where maybe they had memorable family holidays. But for whatever the reason for the area they choose, they want to give back to that area and support charitable causes and communities.
Changing Lives Laoghaire Rathdown Community Fund is the outcome of a lot of thought that went in and planning that went in by a group of people, former leaders in the county with backgrounds in social work, community work, policy making, social justice, all who wanted to see Laoghaire Rathdown become a more caring and connected community. The desire was and the vision was to have Laoghaire Rathdown as the best place for children to be born, grow up in and flourish in, and also at the other end for people as they age, that they would age well with dignity and the right supports as long as possible and independently in their own areas and in their own communities.
What makes people want to give to anything is, first of all, there clearly needs to be a need, and you need to recognise now whether that's something overseas or whether it's something in Ireland. Some people have more money than others, and the people who have more money should really be doing something to help the people who have, for whatever reason, suffered. It's in front of us. We're living in the area. We can see these areas. We can see there are people who, with the greatest will in the world, are not going to be able to cope totally with the situation in which they're in, and help can be great. I think the other thing that really drives something like this is when you get somebody who has a particular driving passion to solve some particular problem, then they need to be supported. It needs backing, and that's where donors can come in.
We decided that we didn't want to set up a charity in our own right, and that we would rather link and work under the auspices of an existing, trusted, well-established charity like Community Foundation Ireland that could oversee the financial management and the governance in many respects. So that left us then free to concentrate on working towards addressing the needs in the local area, raising funds, obviously advising where they would be dispersed, but all under the auspices of Community Foundation Ireland.
P+ DLR is community-based parent and baby groups. We have just moved from 1 to 4 to 6 of them. Parents come in and say they were abandoned and left by their own parents. They didn't know how to work with or be with their own children, with their own babies and toddlers. They'd no manual, everybody says that. But actually, we can see after they've been with us for over 2 years, which is the count before they go to preschool, we see children become much more attached to their parents. We see their parents slow down and begin to play with them. Parents have said snack time is quite an important piece of our work. They sit at the table, they come in and say they sit at the table as a family, which means the baby has become more integrated in the family. We're working off less than 45, 50,000 at the moment. So when I see what we can do with what we have already, I just know there's leaps and bounds. There's a visibility that comes to parents. It becomes a much more secure programme. It becomes a real initiative, whereas we're working on the edges of this at the moment. Whereas actually the pairing with philanthropy and state agency, I think that is a way to go forward.
Hollyhouse is a community resource centre, and we've spent the last 8 years building and developing our after schools and our homework club programme. Children can join us age 4 and they stay right through primary school with us. So we're lucky enough to be working with Changing Lives DLR for the last number of years. If we get funding, what it means is that more community centres can roll this model out. We're here to break the cycle of disadvantage. And we know that early school leaving leads to long-term unemployment. We want to give people choices, we want them to build their confidence, and if we hold their hands all the way through primary school and then into secondary school, we believe that the supports that they receive will give them the confidence to go into third level education and be in charge of their own lives.
My children have been coming here since Ryan was 2 and Hannah was 6, and they're now 13 and nearly 10. So been here with them a long time. It's absolutely brilliant. 2 of my children have dyslexia, 1 has autism, and they've come here, and just the staff are brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. It's great for me as well, because I was struggling a lot at home trying to get homework done, and then when I come here to get the homework done, finished, then I leave and they come out happy after doing art as well. So it's been a huge thing for me. The children have somewhere to come, somewhere they can trust, somewhere that the parents know they're safe, and somewhere that they're able to come and be themselves.
Our service is Dublin Central Mission. We have independent living for the elderly for over 65s, and we have 2 services, and they cater for about 95 residents across the 2 sites. The model was set up, people can come and live independently. They live in their own unit, apartment or bungalow. We have 1 and 2 bed units. They can come to a core building for a meal throughout the day or an activity, and then we also provide outings for them as well, and they can opt in and out of any of that. So I suppose ageing well in place for us is that we would enhance people's lives, we would give them all the supports that they need to not be lonely, to be able to socialise, to keep active, and then to be able to remain in their home for as long as they can. We want to replicate this model in the community, and we want everybody to be able to access a model like this.
When living here, it's a special, it really is. It's very, very holistic life to live here. There's lots of support, great camaraderie, because we're 43 people and neighbours, 43 neighbours. You can do your own thing, live a life on your own if you want, and you can also have community as well. So it's independent living, but we also have extra carers here that will come in. They come and help anybody who needs extra help. And I think anybody who lives here knows that they're very fortunate to live here.
I needed something in my life at the time, for me. I really did. I meant, when I did retire, friends were saying to me, who I worked with, they were saying, this is a new chapter in your life. I love the people here. Everybody, even the a little bit older people that live in. People say older people take you under your wing. I've taken them under my wing, so I feel, yeah, I love it.
If we had more funding for Changing Lives to Laoghaire Rathdown Community Fund, we would be able to expand and bring these really good models to other parts of the county. We'd love to see P+ in more communities, pram pushing distance for young parents and their babies. We'd love to see homework and after school in every community across the county. And for the Ageing Well project, we would love to see outreach into communities and supports provided. We will increase community connection. We're very interested also in the social prescribing model and how that can be linked to support older people to live well and to age well at home in their own communities. We think research and tracking the learning is vitally important for all of the projects, and in particular for the Ageing project, because we feel that we have the kernel of a model here that actually could be used right across the country.
Community Foundation Ireland welcomes that the new National Philanthropy policy recognises the importance of place-based giving. It sets out a commitment to grow collaboration between government and philanthropy, and by supporting pilot projects. We are very pleased to partner with Changing Lives to Laoghaire Rathdown Community Fund, and we believe this is a great example of an initiative which could be supported through the national policy.